Go ahead, start it, Mike.
Welcome everyone to the wrap-up edition of Season 3 of the Juggalo Rewind podcast. My name is Peter, and I'm here once again, maybe for the last time this season.
Waking back Chris. Up in Rude Boy's bed. Isn't that where Jay wound up?
In the first two.
Yeah, I'm confused. Which? This one he just said I was back home.
Yes.
Hope you liked it.
We're at home, Studio A, and we are going over the end. We're tying a bow on Season 3, Wizard of the Hood, because if you didn't know, if you're just tuning in right now for some weird reason, we go through a Juggalo classic album, track by track, and we give you our nonsense and our views and our, what do you call it?
Historical Juggalo knowledge.
Yes. And this season, as we said, was Wizard of the Hood by Violent J. And now we're tying a nice little bow on it with this little go-home episode.
Sending it home. You know, some people might, because they might just see Wizard of the Hood wrap up and think it's just this is the only episode, all-encompassing. Same thing with, like, the episode 0. Wonder if some people start on just those two.
That would be
miss
real
the bulk
fun.
in the middle.
Hey, if you're here first, congratulations. Welcome to the party. Feel free to go back and listen to a track or an episode about each track. We also have 2 seasons before this, one for Most Tasteless and one for Dark Lotus, Tales from the Lotus Pod.
Both original and revised.
Yeah, we only pick CDs that have multiple.
Convoluted. This one wasn't. This one was straightforward.
Until you got to the bonuses.
True, you're right.
So, different versions, but yeah, not as convoluted as it could have been.
And maybe the history is a little convoluted because it came from the very early days of the insane, or the Inner City Posse.
But that was fun. That was definitely a different spin that we put on here. That
we have to plan for season 4 something different. Something, you know, each season had its own tips and turns. Is that the way you say it?
Tips and turns, he says.
They each had their own, issues. Not issues. That's not the word.
They definitely all had their own issues.
This one was the bonus tracks.
Yeah, this one started hot and fell off very fast. All right, so just as a reminder, if you are new or if you're an old listener, you can follow us on all social medias at JuggaloRWD. You can also email us at juggalorwd@gmail.com. Give us a call. Give us a text. 810-666-1570, and you may hear yourself on this very episode, the wrap-up.
Oh, you're going to add people even after?
Well, no, I mean just in general, like in the future, not for this. You'll have to wait for... You can just call us to talk to us, but
true.
You may not hear yourself on this episode.
We keep saying
we're not live.
Live, pal.
Everyone call in right now.
One day we'll do that. That'd be a fun one. Have callers call in. Live from Camp Zool. That's the goal.
I've been messing with the wrong volume button this whole time. I've thought about if we did something like on a live, like Instagram or Facebook, but like it'd be cool just to show like a clip of what we were doing, but to like actually run it.
We need more followers. That's where you guys come in. Spread the word.
Yes. When you're on your Spotify or your Apple, rate, review, give us a 5-star, and share with all your friends.
Yeah.
Let them know how we're doing and spread the wealth.
We need more people. I don't want to go live for 3 people.
Wow, you're that's not very nice.
I still love all 3 of you who will tune in, but I'm just saying.
And you never know like what time. Like that's a whole science too. You can't do it during the day.
Yeah.
Then you can't do it at night.
Yeah.
And then the weekend. Like it's.
That's why when you do it live at Camp Zool, or live from YouTube for 48 hours, how many days it is.
Oh my God.
People just calling in while we're inside one of the old town buildings. I'd like the apothecary store, like the old
what?
The old pharmacy on the old Western grounds.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither do I.
You mean like the where they like shoe a horse?
No, like the old pharmacy. Isn't called an apothecary.
Old blacksmith Emmett Brown in Back to the Future 3. My horse threw his shoe. You owe me $80, Emmett.
So the way I figure it, blacksmith, you owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse. That's the $80. Look, if your horse threw his shoe, bring him back and I'll reshoe him. I done shot that horse. Well, that's your problem, tenant. Wrong. That's yours.
If we did whatever building we decide to occupy, if we went to Camp Zool, we would have to go in old-timey costumes for sure.
Oh, yeah, I'll be dressed up like Marty McFly in Back to the Future 3.
I'll be dressed up like Blaze and Big Money Rustless.
Dressed up like Scott Hall.
Yeah, that's how I'd look by the end of that weekend.
Oh, man.
But this is him. Live from Camp Zool. This is the Wizards of the Hood wrap-up, so let's get back on track.
All right. What do you
back on the Yellow Brick Road alleyway.
Usually we do a couple of things here. We have a couple, what do you call it, categories, if you will. We're going to try to sprinkle them back and forth. We got a lot to get to here. First, before we get too far, do you want me to share with you the booski of the episode?
Give me beer. I'm done. I ain't got no beer, man. How about a brewski, huh? And a booski. Toss me a beer. Yeah. Dog, we ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe. What? So? This is this yeah, a cold one. Yo, all right, man. We ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe. Stop it. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. What do we got?
All right. You talk about whatever you want to talk about. And
I'm not good at this is like when Jerry the King Lawler gets stuck trying to carry the commentating team and when JR's mic goes out, he can't do it. So, folks, he's coming back. That's good. That saved me time.
Get out the glass, everyone. We have a little Alizé.
Oh, Red Passion, French vodka, liqueur.
It's red like the blood. So we have fountains of Alizé here.
Yeah, we should have got a little thing to sprinkling out like we're at a prom.
Yeah, I should have brought the ice sculpture, the luge. What kind of glass? Do you need a special glass?
Is there a little wine glass back there?
We're looking in behind the studio here. God forbid there's any lights in the studio. We gotta use
a little circular one.
This one?
Yeah.
I almost just.
You want one?
No. I'm fine.
I'm gonna drink this whole bottle of Alizé.
If we're gonna just be telling stories, I almost stuck my finger in that glass and handed it to him, much like the night before Chris's wedding, where we went to, what do you call that? The rehearsal dinner?
Yeah.
At a local restaurant, which we will not name. Waitress had all the waters, and she carried them all with her fingers in the fucking glasses.
How did she want to carry them?
Not with her fingers in the water. Ooh, very nice.
Look at that. Let's see how. Oh, it smells delectable.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that I have to smell it, too, right? Does Danielle want some? You want me to call her down here?
We can see.
Oh, I could have just taken the whole bottle.
You know, just take the whole bottle of the dome?
Oh, that smells all right.
It smells like high school.
Hey, Danielle, do you want some Alizé? Text her, have her come down here, see if she wants some.
What's that song?
Come on down, have a drink. The bar's open.
The Biggie one. Alizé got me. How does it go?
Is that
champagne and Alizé? Is that what he says?
I think you're thinking Rock and Ryan Hennessy.
No, I think Biggie says something like that. Would you like some Alizé for the celebration of the Wizard of the Hood?
So if everyone doesn't remember, once Jay and his friends get to the Wizard's palace, he sees a fountain of Alizé.
Yeah.
Mid-30s Danielle does not like what teenage Danielle is probably drinking.
I was going to say, how can you drink more than a glass of that?
It's a celebration.
He's going to be drinking right out of the bottle in 5 minutes.
It does taste like high school.
Yeah, it does. It's
might as well be
passion
in a
fruit
box.
Cranberries.
What is this?
Passion fruit, cranberries, and French vodka.
There was that orange, pineapple, no, peach.
Oh, wow, they had a bunch of flavors.
Peach, pineapple, and something else. But I figured red for the blood.
Like, what is this considered? A wine or?
I don't know. It was in aisle 10.
Does that mean it's the top of the shelf? 10? 10.
not 10 out of 10.
Never even heard of this.
You've never heard of Alizé?
Moet and Alizé, that's what Biggie says, I think. We'll have to...
Definitely never tried it before.
I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters because they
It's like a
miss me.
Hypnotic. Remember Hypnotic back in the day? That's...
I used to drink
Isn't
that all the time.
don't they make Hypnotic?
Yeah.
They
That's
make
Okay.
they do
Oh,
make
Alizé
something.
makes the Hypnotic?
They make something where I saw the brand name and I'm like, oh, that's what that's from, but I didn't see it. I just in my ventures, because that's all I do is look for different kind of wines.
Our intensely antique and innovating Alizé liqueurs infuse premium French vodka with luscious flavors from the world's most exotic regions, probably from Oz itself. Do you think the Oz had their own brand of Alizé coming out of the fountain?
It could be.
Is it the red flavor?
Yeah, I guess I should have gotten a green or a yellow, but I didn't think you'd want that. I figured that was the closest one.
Green's probably like a sour apple.
Ooh, that'd be good, though.
Hypnotic just happens to be next to it. Maybe they may not make that.
No,
They may
but
have
it's the
just
very
made that up.
same type of thing. Mix it with some Hennessy. Same type of thing.
Well,
Jeez.
you want a glass to go?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Well,
My sips were enough.
we'll see how many I get in.
Yeah. I'll carry him to bed before I leave. Don't worry.
I'll have a stomach ache here.
waiting to happen. Yeah.
We gotta get this episode over with before I start puking.
Better hurry up and go into White Castle real quick till I sop it all up. All right, so now that we have our...
Well, nice grab on that. I totally forgot about the Alizé.
yeah, see, I'm on top of things. I know what's going on.
I thought you were going to show with a Mad Dog. 40.
I couldn't find it. I'm always afraid to ask because I would feel fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So I only did that because I knew this place had it and where it was. It literally said aisle 10 on the right. And I'm like, man, I don't have to ask.
Imported from France. That's fancy.
Straight from France. All right. Let's get into... let's do a voicemail real quick. What do you say?
Sounds good.
If we want to tie up from last year, we got one in between the seasons. We're going to have to do it this way. Sorry. This voicemail comes to us from our friend Eric, who used to live in Michigan, now lives, I believe, in Tennessee.
Tennessee, huh?
I think so. And then this was in between seasons comparing.
Okay.
He's talking about Dark Lotus, so we'll wrap up Lotus, or we'll start this one by wrapping up last week's,
Nice connection.
last year's.
God damn it, I was going to leave a voicemail about the new season, but Peter, you still have an old message on there. So let's go back to
My
what
fault.
we talked about before, comparing the two albums. It's like comparing Bottleman Dave and Gary Konkarski.
Do you remember Bottleman Dave?
It's like
I love Gary
comparing
Konkarski.
Kitties to real Chinese food.
Kiddies.
It's like comparing Paradigm to BK. It's like comparing Scooby-Doo to Rainbow Bright. It's like comparing Transformers to the GoBot. It's
Good combo.
ridiculous to try to compare the two because they are totally different in what they become. Could we by any chance get a little more like B-level Detroit, late 90s, early 2000 rap group talk?
Yes, that's all we do.
Right. I'd be part of it.
All right, well, thank you, Eric, for dropping
I
in.
forgot about that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, we went through that via text like all season, just comparing how he thought, now we're going back to season 2, how Mars totally changed it to make it one gimmick,
Yeah.
and ABK made it a total different
Yeah, it's like
gimmick.
light and dark.
Yes.
That's what we kind of got after listening to it a billion times back and forth. I always remember people being upset when ABK came on.
Right.
And once you spend that much time with the two albums, they do have
A
two
totally
different feels for
yeah,
sure.
different
Which is
vibe.
wild because everyone else is the same. And it's not every track, but the whole album as a whole definitely
Gives it a
shifts
different
totally.
feel. All right, let's swing down to fixes and stories.
Okay.
You want to do that? First couple, let's go to episode 0, way back when we were comparing the Roots of Wizard of the Hood. I told the story about where Intelligence and Violence was found originally by our boy Jimmy Blings, that's what he likes to be
Great
called.
name.
The store was Rockabilly's. I think it's in Clawson.
That's the one we went to back when we were like dropping off, flying up for Gordy. It's like way out. It was like you walk in and kind of like.
I didn't think we did.
I remember going and they had like a show, like a concert space in the back, right? Like a little tiny area. It was just like couches and shit, but like small artists would play there.
That I don't know.
I clearly remember stealing a Joe Kane poster from there.
See, now I do kind of remember that, but I didn't think that was...
Because like, it felt like you walked in and it kind of like... Almost like a line for like a ride. It like kind of swerved in and out and then it like opened up. And on that swerving in and out, the bottom had posters. And I was like, oh, fucking rip this old Joe Kane poster off and left.
You're not... And I think it's similar. You're not confusing that with Hot Hits?
It definitely wasn't Hot Hits.
Where you walk in and it's kind of the same thing. I think Denver Chris stole a Joe Kane poster from Hot Hits. Like the same story. But,
yeah, because that was the only time I've ever been to that place. And I remember the name Rockabilly's.
Of course.
But anyways... That's besides the point.
Yeah.
Get to your story.
So no, that was it. It was just Rockabilly's.
That's where it came from, yeah.
The owner of Rockabilly's had it.
And that's the one that we were saying that was first circulated then,
yes.
is that copy.
We're talking 98, 99.
That's so wild.
And like they didn't put it out until 2016, 17. But I mean, that definitely floated around for 20 years.
That was one of them early ones you'd bootleg and back in the day off your computer.
Tape on a tape on a tape. Like we had tapes
Find on
of
Napster or something.
We couldn't even put it. This was before all that.
Yeah.
Like we didn't.
People just trading the bootleg tapes of it.
Yeah, you couldn't put it. You couldn't digitize it. It would take forever on your download. We also talked about the line where Jay talks about walking through and he said crime pays.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what the reference to that was. There's a Crime Pays was a song in 1992 by Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
So that could be his reference.
Interesting note about Cool G Rap. He just put an album out today as we're recording this.
That's funny.
Legendary. Maybe he'll be at the Gathering next year.
The way that they book artists, it could be. And as we've talked about all year, The Wiz is a famous sample throughout the whole album, if you will. Violent J's favorite movie of all time, it appears. We didn't mention that The Wiz is also sampled on Dog Beats, on Life at Risk.
I don't think I knew this.
So I think Boy Kelly told us that, right?
Waking up to the little baby crying. Mom's yelling 'cause Pop's got his fist flying. It's 9 in the morning and he's drunk. One day I feel that I'm gonna shoot that punk.
But that's the whole tragic point, my friends. What would I do if I could suddenly feel and to know once again that what I feel is real?
I think you're right. A lot of these cleanups are from our good friend Boy Kelly, a.k.a. K-Fresh.
Oh, Kelly K-Fresh.
Boy Kelly K-Fresh.
Oh. Man, that makes me laugh every time.
Are you a boy killer or a girl killer? Kelly. Because that changes everything.
Kelly, listen, if you're a girl...
I want to think about you, killer.
If you're a girl, hit me up on the damn Twitter. Or hit me up on the...
If you're a boy, hit me in the guts so I can punch you back.
If you're a boy, don't ever write me ever again, boy.
If you're a boy, fuck you.
Hello, Kelly. Oh, it's Kelly K. Fresh Fraser. It's goddamn boy.
Oh, Kelly K-Fresh.
That's definitely a boy. Oh, I'm sorry, Red Bull Music Factory.
You're a good boy.
I'm just kidding, Kelly. If you was a girl, I don't want you. I don't
Oh,
want
your
no girls
laptop went dark because you bought the one on sale.
Yeah, a couple of them I don't agree with him, but that one, I mean, we'll get to those in a little bit. But yeah, that one for sure. And that just goes to show that they were listening to The Wiz and at least in the 90s, if not when they were kids. Like we were debating.
We did speculate on that. Was that a movie they grew up on and then like went back and pulled those samples, or did they find those samples when they made the album? So clearly they were on it as kids. Yeah.
Or it's a huge coincidence.
I couldn't imagine so.
And just following up and getting rid of all episode 0 issues, we discussed the lion being played by Lalo.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, who is that?
I think we said Lavelle at first because we didn't even know what it said.
It sounds like Lavelle the lion, right? Which we knew it wasn't like the Lavelle we knew.
Lavelle from the early 2000s.
Yeah. But I was just randomly listening to Dear ICP. I think that's on Forgotten Freshness 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
And there's a part at the end where it tapers down, and it's like, shout out to Chucky and da-da-da, and it names off all these people, and it says lay low.
Yeah.
So, bam, one of his boys from back in the day.
Now, who was on Bizarre Bazaar?
That different guy.
Yeah, who is that guy, though? Do you know who he is?
Yeah, actually, that's funny that you say that because I just read that. It's almost like we pre-planned this, but we definitely didn't. They talked about it in some interview when Shaggy said it was just a guy who hung out at that studio every day. And it was just a cool guy.
It did come across like he wasn't part of the crew because he was shouting out names. He was like, Adam and Jeff, what up? Like he's just pulling out names. But the dude could flow. Like he was sweet on that.
His name was just Low.
Yeah.
Low Dog, I think.
Yeah, Low Dog.
But yeah, it's in, if you look, does Bizarre ending track have its own genius? That had to be where I saw it.
Maybe, yeah. So I would imagine Mustard would have gotten to those.
Yeah, so I think it was just from an interview.
Yeah, that dude spit fire on that little
he wasn't bad.
I could see that, though. Yeah, just a guy hanging around the office.
You better give that tight tank top back to your son. Ooh. All right. As we do, we kind of go off the rails, right?
Right.
So,
that's what happens when you're drinking fountains of Alizé.
We do like to talk a lot of sports, so let's get to some voicemails that deal with sports. What do you say? Here's one. I don't know who sent this, so let's see what they say.
Fuck Ohio State. It's Fuck Ohio State Friday, so fuck Ohio State. Fucking cheaters. Fuck Jim Tressel. Fuck Ryan Day. Fuck Ohio State.
Drop the Shaggy. I'm saying, after all of those.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy, whoever left that voicemail.
We do enjoy a good fuck Ohio State. So
especially, we're creeping up almost a month away, so we need the energy down here.
Yeah, it's getting close.
I'm well on track for Football Armageddon 3.
See, what other sports emails do we have? I think we have, or voicemails. I think we have one other one.
It's nice we haven't had anyone call and tell us to stop fucking talking about sports because we do get derailed on college football, it seems, at the beginning of each episode.
Yeah, it is nice that people actually...
or we're just losing followers by each minute when we do it.
It's also possible. Well, here's another sports-related one. Got this out of the way from Denver Chris. May not be the first or last. Yeah, I know.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. As I sit here on this college football Saturday, I was perusing Michigan's football schedule. Mm-hmm. It reminds me a lot of that Red Fred album that ICP put out, meaning it was weak as fuck.
Hey, that album's not bad.
The Little Caesars Bowl against Detroit Polytech, at least you guys will win that one.
Son of a bitch.
And since I've pissed you both off officially, let me leave you with this. Take it easy, man. Here, have some NyQuil. Leave the beat down to Billy Bill.
You know.
I mean, at least he tied in a nice reference.
It's true. Old William H. Hatchet, man. He knows.
Good old Bill himself.
I don't want to say anything disparaging against Georgia because we've seen what Georgia did to Michigan last year, so we'll just move along. But, Georgia has their own problems to worry about this season. Watch out for Tennessee. Shout out to Eric for earlier. He's got a hell of a football team down there.
If we're just gonna stick with football, let's just get this one out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
A little to do with sports, but another gimmick that we had all season was calling people and asking them questions.
Yeah, it went well.
Phone a friend.
We get a lot of answers.
Yeah, this one we actually got a follow through.
Okay.
So. We're jumping around here, but who cares?
Yeah,
it's the wrap-up show.
Yeah, it's a party. Celebration.
So if you listen to the My Shine episode, we called our friend Sam, who had a story about My Shine, but she didn't pick up the phone twice. She's from Nebraska, home of Scott Frost, so that's why it ties into sports here. So she calls in to tell us the story about my shine.
Hi guys, it's Sam. I'm calling to defend my own honor for not answering the phone.
There's no defense.
Yeah, it was on night mode because I am old and I go to sleep early. Okay, anyway, the little birdie that told you, I can guarantee you it is Michelle.
It was.
And one day I was out cleaning my car, my super cool PT Cruiser, for anyone who remembers, and I was listening to Wizard of the Hood, and my shine came on. So I was washing the car to my shine, and that's really the whole story.
That's all the story was.
Maybe you had to be there. I don't fucking know. But it was funny. And, just shining up my car all pretty on the inside. Also, I'm not doing that now as I am sitting in my dirty-ass minivan. Anyway, that is the story. Also, I don't give a shit about Nebraska. It is true. I just live in the same state. So, have a good night, guys. Bye.
She loves Scott Frost. Don't let her...
She loves Scott Frost. You know what I used to do? That made me think, just about shining up her car nice to my shine. You know what I used to shine my car up to?
Riders?
Paradigm Armor All. Oh, fucking the windows down, blasting that, shine up the dashboard of the tracker.
I do need to armor all my car, so.
I haven't had a fucking minivan, hasn't been washed since I got it. That's 3 years running.
Later than my rent be, my riders stay on shine while my gas tanks stay on empty. Whether you in a vet, Jetta or Beretta, even a grocery go-getter, Armor All make it look better. Rolling 15s with a stock stereo system, frontin' like I'm paid while the whip it be on glisten. I even spray an air freshener to the liking, but always grab the orange and black bottle with the Viking, Spray it, wipe it, shine it up. Spray it, wipe it, shine it up, shine it up.
Wash it, shine it up, shine it up.
But yeah, back when the tracker and the Firebird, oh baby, you'd be bumping Armor All, and then once it was all cleaned up, you'd throw on Esham, blast that shit as you're driving away.
I like how that's the...
Those are the two. And then if it's July and it's hot, it's Riding Dirty. That's the 3 albums for the car. The clean one, the driveway one, and then the cruising one.
I like that you had very specific tracks. All right. Where do you want to go? You want to do another story, another fix?
Yeah, sure.
Get back into here. We mentioned in what song was that? Where
Crow says it.
It was 2 different songs. You're right. So Crow mentions the Detroit slang.
Right.
What up, though? First time, I think, ever on Psychopathic.
Yeah, that we could think of.
And then later, fucking Blaze does it. Or the girl lion.
The girl lion says it to Blaze. Girl lion.
So we were debating, does that show up anywhere else? I think it may have been mentioned in some Esham, but no Psychopathic / M&E or anything.
Definitely nothing predating
this.
Hood,
no.
yeah.
The only thing I think I could find it on was Get Geeked, which was on... Was that on the American Psychos tour CD? Or was that what that was called?
I thought it was always on a DJ Clay mix originally, but...
No, it's on a Forgotten Freshness, like the purple one.
Yeah,
right?
it's on that one. So originally, though, was it a...
Yeah, I thought it was on that tour. The ICP and Twisted tour one?
Yeah, the one they had the documentary and the EP or whatever.
It's American Psychos, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So
I've never watched that.
You've never watched
No.
I just watched it.
It's on like Amazon Prime, I think.
I watched it like during COVID, and it's actually pretty well done.
Yeah.
I was fairly
It's one of those that
pleased
like
with it.
came out like under the radar and I like totally forgot. It was kind of the era I was like not fully engaged enough.
It was
to, like,
not in
care.
our era. That's 100% what I was just going to say. Like, it's not shockumentary. It's not Born Twisted. But it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
It's
Anyways.
got a nice little sub-story. I welcome
They're
it.
always good with all that shit.
Let's see. Let's go to one of our friends, Steve from Pittsburgh. He has my God, he has a lot of voicemails. We're gonna have to pick which ones. I don't think we can do the first 2. We'll grab a couple from him, but we can't do them all. I think they're more just for our own fun and amusement. Let's see.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Steve from Pittsburgh, calling about season 3, episode 1, MVP. Definitely going with Violent J.
No, there's no voting. We're turning off your voicemail.
I love that he's like, man, I'm still here voting for Violent J on the Violent J track.
God damn it, Steve. There's no more voting. That was only last season.
I mean, Mike P could have won, you know. There's 2 options on that first track.
Enough of you. Can't have that. But this is going to bring up a good story, so I'm going to play another Steve email or voicemail. This is for you. This is directed at you.
Yo, that's your boy Steve. Just listen to the rewind at my friend's store throughout all the surround sound speakers. Shout out to Totally Nostalgic Toycade. If you're in the Salem, Ohio area,
Yeah, okay.
come check it out. Anyway,
Plug your shit.
At the Clown Man smoking a joint. I thought that
Clown
was
Man.
hilarious. And also, I think you need to school the Juggalos and non-Juggalos, whoever listens to the podcast, on who Barry Horowitz is. Maybe post a picture. Maybe post a little backstory. Maybe post him with some clown thing and a backstory.
Now we're talking.
Throwing it out there. Bye.
All right.
Good call. Because we do reference him all the time.
Yeah, you make that reference all the time.
I don't even realize I do it.
So please
It's
explain.
my, you know what I'm saying?
So please explain to the listeners who Barry Horowitz is and why you always reference him.
Well, Barry Horowitz, professional wrestling superstar of I'd say 1995. He was around before that, but 95 is when he became a star. New generation.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He is not a star of the new generation.
They weren't called stars then. What were they called? They were called superstars.
They're called the wrestlers.
Called superstars. A superstar of the new generation, Barry Horowitz, had notable feuds with Skip and Hakushi. I don't. Maybe Mario Jannetty. No, did he win the tag? No. Who won the tag belts with Mario Jannetty? Bob Holly.
I get those all confused.
1-2-3 Kid did, but didn't someone else? Anyways, it wasn't.
Leaf Cassidy.
Yeah, Horowitz never won a tag title.
No.
Horowitz didn't need belts. He was one of those guys. You know, some guys need a title to elevate him. Horowitz didn't need it.
I'm going to cut Chris off right now. Barry Horowitz is a jobber. He lost every match he ever wrestled from like 1982 to 1994.
One of the first Jewish superstars in WWF before Scotty Goldman showed up on the scene.
Look how you busted that out. I thought you were going to say Goldberg. All right, continue.
Anyways, I say Barry Horowitz myself a lot. That's what I reference. And Barry Horowitz's signature move was he would pat himself on the back. His promos were great. He's always like, I don't know if I'm going to win. I don't know if I'm going to lose, but I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to try. And he pats himself on the back. It'd always be like some inspirational bullshit.
His vest also had a handprint on his shoulder where he patted himself on the back.
He was sweet. Where's that, Elite?
That would be
With a
kind of
hand,
sweet.
That'd be a good one.
So,
but shout out to Steve for calling that out because now I'm gonna throw some Juggalo face paint on him and put him on our Instagram feed.
Yeah, thank you for giving us some insight and stuff that we can do going forward. Let's do another fix real quick. You can probably speak on this a little better than I can.
Yeah.
Episode 7, which was What You Thinking About?
Right.
Madrox talks about finishing his Mego set.
Right.
I don't think we really dove into what that meant.
We didn't?
No. Like,
Mego's the brand of toy, right? That he was referencing the. There were DC and Marvel superheroes.
This is my question. Like, is it just Batman? Is it all different types of?
He collected them all, the whole set, and it was Marvel and DC. I think Mego also did like.
So what does that include? Like, I literally don't know what that means.
Don't know the difference between them?
No, no, not at all.
So Marvel would be like Captain America, Thor, Hulk, the X-Men, those ones, and then DC's Batman, Superman. And saying this to you just means nothing. They're all just superheroes to you.
Yeah.
But there's a clear line between the two comic book lines. But I think Mego also, they would do like Planet of the Apes. Some other movie, they did the $1 Million Man and all that. I think he collected all of them.
Yeah, why do I picture, and I know that doesn't have one, like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I don't know if
they're
those
like
ones
creatures. It's like action. It's not
that
horror.
I'm not sure, but they were like they were dolls more than action figures. They were
kind of tall.
Yeah,
right?
they were like 12 inches. So they had soft good clothing on them.
Rubber, like you're in the business.
no articulation. They were just like hands and legs that moved, but they were cool looking. And there was some toy magazine or something that had an interview with J.B. Madrox about his collection. They had a picture of him standing in front of it. He had a fucking like giant wall of all of them. But that was like That was this song. I feel like was the first time that and this and Purple Show were the two were like, oh, he's a nerd. Like when you got into like learning, he was like, collecting all that stuff. I feel like.
So let's think. This is 03.
Yeah, Purple Show already came out.
They didn't talk about that at Most Tasteless. Freak Show, probably not.
Freak Show was when he started getting. He was into Batman, right?
Yeah.
Because he had the Batman song. But like that, he was collecting toys. Like that was the Migos set line always sticks out to me as like,
for sure.
Oh, he's the nerd guy, and now he has a fucking nerd convention.
Yeah, he has his own fucking convention. Just beat us to it. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah, because I literally don't know what. I know what it is, but I didn't know how many or.
I don't know the intricacies of like. Is it like Funko where like they all are numbered? You know, like in. Yeah, all the different properties are all still sort of the same line, but like their own sets. I don't know, but I think he collected them all.
All right.
Definitely the superheroes.
I would assume so. All right, let's go back to a couple random voicemails here. This is an oldie but a goodie.
My name is Andrew Lewis.
Hi, Andrew.
This is a notification call from our Department of Tax Debt and Financial Settlement Services. There are new programs that can help you reduce or eliminate your debt.
All right. Well,
that's our first one of those spam robocall.
Were you not paying your taxes for the 20 by 20 brand?
I definitely did. I lost money last year on it.
I know, but back to that guy. Andrew Lewis is coming after you. Here's another one that's random as fuck.
That was definitely a demon left over from fucking Dark Lotus season. Out in the ether calling in.
I think that's supposed to be the corn from Twist. Where he does like the barking. Yeah, that's like the exact cadence of it.
But why?
I don't know. I'm not saying I know.
Do we reference corn anywhere?
I don't think so.
More of that, though. Whoever you are, please send us more of that.
Yeah.
That was. I remember that coming in. I was like, "What the hell?" I go, "I think a demon just called in the hotline."
That was good. Maybe we need to cleanse the palate. Here we have a couple of musical ones, but we'll start off with this one. That's a little more intricate, but I think it's. I don't know if you put any thought into this, but we'll see.
Well, it's Sam Hain, and I want to say great season as normal.
Hey, thanks, Sam Hain.
Yeah, man, fucking awesome, learned stuff I didn't know. And, in the words of my homie Skit Setarida. And, question, if you guys wanted to hear a metal band do any of the tracks off Wizard of the Hood live, what song would you want to hear? Yeah, see y'all later.
So I like this. I keep hitting play.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I like that people ask questions. We had a couple in the first season. We didn't have any in Lotus.
No.
If you're just listening to this and you want to send us just random fucking questions for us to answer.
Yeah, something like that. That's fun.
Yeah, we're not like, we're clearly no better than anyone else. But like if you just want to interact and ask us not off the wall, we'll take off the wall questions.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Like that's cool. Did you put any thought into this or are you just blind?
Yeah. So
get out your notebook.
All the metal bands I listen to are
shitty.
I'm gonna tell Steve you said that. They're from buddy, friend of the pod, Steve, and they're all more droney, like instrumental sounding. So it's hard to think of a band to do something like with lyrics, but not fully metal. But they have metal tendencies. I want to go with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard because they go all over the wall. They got psychedelic, they got jazzy stuff. They just put out today an album, 2 tracks, both 15 minutes long, and they're just off of
psychopathic.
They're just off of like 2 beats that go back and forth. And they wanted to make the song like skis, like a skier going back and forth. So they like had the 2 metronome bouncing and a rhythm, and they just had to ride that rhythm for 2 tracks. So they're all over the place. Their sound's cool and interesting, so I think they would be fun. They're not fully metal, but they do have metal leaning sound to them, so I think they'd be a fun cover of it.
All right.
You?
Well, before I get to mine, I texted our good buddy Brendo because he is more of a metal fan than I think any of us are.
Right.
Oh, man, we just got a voicemail.
Oh.
We're getting them in while we're talking.
Play it live on the air.
We may have to do that. Give us a second. He said Dogfish and Disco or Non-Point.
Non-Point, I know that name because they've always, I feel like, associating in the Juggalo world. They're like
Non-Point, the ones that played at Fright Fest last year?
I think so, yeah.
So he wanted to see either of them take a stab at it. Or Austrian Death Machine.
Name's sweet. I don't know anything about him, but that sounds cool.
I put some thought into this.
What about Goat Whore?
I came up with these. I want Homies to Smoke With.
Oh, you do an individual. This is good.
Yeah. Either by Stone Temple Pilots or Guns N' Roses.
That's not metal, though.
Well,
I didn't make a metal band either.
You know, this is my metal. I'm not like I'm going rock.
Hair
I'm not
metal.
going metal. Yeah. No, you didn't say hair metal? Oh, I knocked Bon Jovi off of this. Just because I want to hear either Wylan or Axel do the whistling part because they like do the awesome whistle. I could also
I can even hear just Axel doing the home has to smoke with.
I also want to hear. There's like the part of it where I can hear Scott Weiland doing it like in the megaphone.
That's a good call.
I love when he does the megaphone. Horribly horrifying. I can hear James Hetfield from Metallica doing the hook.
More about the like singing it, like the Legs Diamond lines.
Not that slow, but in his own cadence. Like,
no, I can see that because he gets a little
morbid horrors.
I can see horror.
So that's them. I want Shiny Diamonds by Ghost.
That's what I was waiting for. Ghost. I want to get into them. I just off of how they look on them, but that's a band I feel like you were gonna pick for this, just off of
and also
theatrics and stuff.
They have a song, at least one. They have an awesome saxophone. It is just straight 80s, and
sax.
I could hear that in the Shiny Diamonds. I also want to hear What You Thinking About with all 4 members of Poison.
I don't want to hear that.
So. Those are my picks.
You and Boy Kelly would love that.
That would
show.
be Def Leppard.
Oh, doesn't he like Poison too? He likes all them shit bands.
Watch your fucking mouth. So shout out to. You want to look up his name real quick? Do you have your Instagram up, or you just want me to do it?
Who is that?
Sam Hain. Yeah, he's got like a full name. I want to give him a shout out while I go to the next thing, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll take a look.
Oh, so that's from Sam Hain.
Sam Hain Bones.
That's his Instagram handle?
That's a Sam Hain I see on here, yeah.
All right. Shout out to him. Thanks
He's got a scary-ass picture. Like Pigman face.
Well, most of our
Pigman.
Most of our followers do, so.
They've been experimenting the Pigman since the 80s. Or 60s, that's what Kramer says.
Well, not that we want to go too many voicemails, but I mean, we did just get one, so.
We doing it live? Do it live.
Yeah, let's listen to it live. I have no idea what it is.
See what they're going to say. Hopefully they're shit talking us. Shit talking to you.
Hey, yo. It's Tom. Instagram, Old Man Pizza. Still working on changing that name. 2 things. One, you guys, Shokazugi. We're wondering if they referenced them anywhere else.
Oh, here you go.
The one that I was thinking of, and I know how you guys feel about the new shit, so you might not have heard it, but Shaggy name drops them in Smell of Rain on the Yum Yum Blur EP.
Ooh, that's a deep cut.
And then number 2, Genius. That's me. Good story, that was me.
No!
You're welcome for all the upkeeps. But I gotta say, I wasn't just willy-nilly upvoting everything. You know,
got
you guys
standards.
put out some quality annotations.
Yes, we do.
So if they weren't good, I wouldn't upvote. So, yeah. All right, that's all. Bye.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, that was straight blind. We did not know that was coming.
That worked too because it gave us a fix on the air update. We're doing.
I love how Google Voice tells you what it thinks it says. Yeah. Yum yum, whatever he said.
Yeah. Yum Yum's lore.
On the yummy. So, all right. Shaggy talks about Shokazuki and The Smell of Rain. I don't know what the fuck song that is.
I remember that album and that title, but I couldn't tell you how it goes.
Is that the first one?
That's the one before Yum Yum came out. Yum Yum's lore.
Okay, I'm not joking. I thought that I listened to it like once and I thought it was fucking horrible. And I'm like, if this is what the next ones are going to be like, I'm out, because you've already had 2 in a row that I thought were terrible. So
what, but Flip the Rat before that?
Yeah, and Fred Fury.
I like Fred Fury.
Like I'm like, oh, this is too many in a row. But
Flip the Rat I didn't like, and then the Yum Yum's Lore, I was like, oh, I don't know, but Yum Yum Bedlam, my favorite of the second deck, that one fucking loved.
That's a little strong, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
And I don't hate the 2 fucking Pug Ugly and what's the other
both
one?
those I thought were sweet. The second one of those 2 was Pug Ugly and...
The second one. What's the first one? I don't know. Flip
this
or
isn't
whatever.
This isn't the Yum Yum's Lore.
Could you imagine that, Susan?
Gotta do all of them?
Fuck,
Waiting
man.
on that box set. This is going to be a big vinyl set. Fucking album and all the EPs.
Oof. All right.
They should name that box set whatever Google Translations said he said. Yum Yum. It might be Yummy.
Yummy.
Yummy. Deluxe edition set.
Delicious.
That fucking box set will be $150.
Yeah, it'll only be a quarter of the price of a VIP of a normal show. So, thank you to Tom,
Shout
a.k.a.
out Tom the Pizza Man.
Old Man Pizza. He has a couple other ones. Now that we got that one, I don't know if we can listen to all his others. We'll knock this one off real quick, but he did enjoy us talking about Shooter Jennings, talking about other music. So
nothing wrong with that.
All right, let's skip over. You want to talk about merch, or do you want to wait for that till its own thing? I figure we can jump around a little bit.
Yeah, I guess we could do that to break up the rest of the...
We've already been jumping around, so why not, right?
Jump around. They should just play that drop of Jay doing the jump around cover whenever we move from section to section.
That would be all the time, because that's all we do. Not a lot of merch, so this is going to go pretty quickly.
Crazy, too, for the time. I feel like this is when they're starting to pump out tons of shit.
Still
kind of early?
Yeah. Like, they definitely hit waves of that. Like, in the past 2 or 3 years, it's been fucking insane.
Now it's just, like, repressing and throwing out a ton of shit over and over.
I think
and it's like a lot of print on demand, I imagine.
Yeah. You're confused. I'm not saying you're confusing this, but there's so much time there. This is still like 03, 04. You're thinking like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think, where there's just
later
a shirt for every supervillain or every whatever.
Right.
You know, then it starts getting a little more ridiculous. Here, not as much.
True.
There's the normal CD, the collector's tin, and then the vinyl came out 20 years later. The collector's tin, we didn't note this earlier, it comes with the Violent J papers.
Yeah.
I think there are 10 different colors.
That's a lot. We've heard reports of other colors out there. Updating a new Violent J paper has been found.
There's been a sighting of a blue version in Topeka, Kansas.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Tempe, Arizona. There's a gold version.
I tell you what, if anyone calls in and tells their colors, whatever season we're on, we're doing a breaking news update to tell you what color wrapping paper someone has. This in 10 years down the road.
Yes.
We're on the Yum Yum season.
Don't bother calling the hotline. Just call Chris's cell phone number. It is 734. They're out. No. Doesn't matter what he's doing. He will take the call.
I get enough weird spam robot ones I had to block all the time.
Yeah, there's been a couple recently, as you may or may not know. So, yeah, 10 different colors. I want to say someone said... No, I didn't write that down. Either the black or the white was like the most rare. But how the fuck do you know that?
Right.
Like, how many people open them? Even if it was... We talk about this with wrestling online, right? Like, it's the silent majority. Like, It seems like everyone says something. Mm-hmm. How many tweets do you really see? Like, 5? And you're like, oh my God, everyone
Even when
says
something's
this.
like they give you like your specific trendings to like what you follow, and you're like, oh wow, look at all this stuff. It's like 5,000. Like, that's nothing.
In this day and age, maybe 100 people.
Yeah.
So what? Like, how do you know? Just because 3 people had blue doesn't mean that...
Right.
There's not another 1,000.
Do we have a number on the tin? How many they made? 10,000? Wasn't it something kind of high?
I thought you said that, which seems like a lot. So, but yeah, CDs, that's really all for audio. No tape. And then
That'd be one you think they would repop now with like tapes back. ISP hasn't really done that though. Psychopathic
has not done tapes at all.
Because MME, I always butcher MNE has repressed and gotten in the tape game, but surprised Psychopathic hasn't.
Yeah, not at all. I can't think of one at all. Breaking news as we edit this. ICP did reissue Dog Beats a couple years ago on tape, and then they also put out that hair metal single from their rock show earlier in 2022. This has been a breaking news update. Posters, I'm going backwards here. They did put out an 18x24 Wizard of the Hood poster.
18x24s were fun from that era.
Yeah.
For every album, they would do it, I feel like.
Little promo boy, usually cheaper.
Right.
And then later, much later on, I think for the gathering that they performed at, they had a flag, right?
Yeah.
Which Magic Ninja does that too. I don't get the flags. Maybe we're just too old, but they're like too big and.
A lot of people, I don't hang them on their like ceiling. Like Steve had him, he has like from his metal bands like drapery. I don't know if they're still flags, but they're like, and the garage it kind of looks cool hanging from the ceiling because it's like slanted up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not my thing.
No,
so.
I don't. Yeah, I don't really get the flag. It's like I'm hanging it on my flagpole, you know.
All right, and then shirts. I think there are only 3 Wizard of the Hood shirts, unless I am totally mistaken. The first one came out at the Gathering, 03, with the EP, and that just has, it's just a square picture of the album cover with Wizard of the Hood on the back. Pretty plain, but I mean, that's very...
I'm not a fan of just like the album cover on a shirt.
Especially just square.
Right, yeah. Square picture always drives me nuts.
Yeah, way to like taper it off. Eventually, that started to get to like Spencer's and Hot Topic and whatever. But that became a little different of a picture where the back is a little different because it's got the Hatchet Man on it, and the front, instead of the square, it's now a circle. It's almost like there's a spotlight.
Yeah, it looks weird because it's like faded out at the bottom.
Yeah. And it just says Violent J.
Yeah, that's weird. The back's cool. I like the Wizard of the Hood with the Hatchet Man, but the front to me is kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Not bizarre in a good way. Not biz like we say in the business. And then later on, I didn't see when. Oh, Wicked Wonka Tour.
Random as fuck.
Classic. They busted out the 3rd version of this with Wizard of the Hood in letters on the front.
Yeah.
With Jay, like...
silhouette of the album cover of Jay where he's smoking.
Like in the letters, which is cool. And then on the back, you have Shaggy's Fireface.
Yeah.
And the track listing in a really bad font that has nothing to do with the album,
even
right?
the colors make no sense because it's all gold. Like the gold outline on the front and the gold in the back.
The front looks brown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a bronze? Or it's just a bad picture?
I'm guessing it's supposed to be gold like a yellow brick road like alleyway, but...
It looks like shit brown.
I would say it's just like straight up dark gold, but...
Also note that the track listing on the back ends with the Wizard's Palace.
Yeah, not counting any of the bonus, which you wouldn't want to on that.
No. Funny that... I'm dying to see if there's any spelling errors. But it's funny that they only capitalize the first word of each one.
Yeah, not the rest of the words.
Yeah, that kind of irritates me.
Yeah, for titles, that bugs me too. You know what bugs me when like new stuff comes out on Spotify, it's like all in caps. Or like all lowercase, like some are like, or both up and down, like all that new stuff makes me, it's weird to me. All uppercase drives me nuts.
You like all lowercase, like MC Chris?
No, that too. I don't know. I don't like how that looks on any album.
Well, while we're talking about things that bother you.
So wait,
sorry.
That Wizard of the Hood one though, you said come on, Wicked Wonka. We're not counting like later releases, right?
Are there more?
There's the one of the Shaggy face it's right now available on Psychopathic Vault right now.
Really?
Yeah. It's a yellow shirt with that face cartoon. And then the back just says Wizard of the Hood, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I thought we texted about it.
When they were doing their monthly drops, did they do one for Wizard of the Hood?
I don't think so. It seems very random because it's the only one sitting on their site right now.
I will defend this by saying we're just doing the original, but that's kind of cool that they have that.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the little Shaggy Flame logo. It'd be cool if they had one for each person, like the cartoon of all of them. But yeah, that one we could add to the list because that's definitely out there. I don't know. I don't believe there's any other ones, but there is, like you said, that window of like all them late 2000s to early 2010 gatherings. So they're just like merch on merch on merch. Like who knows?
I would have. So I pulled those from PT.
Yeah.
And I would have had all those.
Right.
But yeah, from there to now, especially in the past 2 years, if they bumped
the anniversary versions.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
But I don't remember seeing a Wizard of the Hood anniversary drop.
It may not have been in. I wonder if it was like in the Shangri-La one.
Could have been. But yeah, there's definitely the Shaggy flame shirt.
That's interesting.
We'll add it to the collage, even if it's
new.
If we're missing other ones, but
why do I feel like there was like a knit hat with like the Wizard of the Hood logo on it? More breaking news updates as they come in. After we recorded this, we found there are a ton of shirts that came out, especially from The Gathering 17 and when Psychopathic did their 30th anniversary drop. Follow us on Instagram and you'll see all the pictures. But just as a quick glance, as we did our research, there's a group photo of Wizard of the Hood from the graphic from The Gathering. There is, let's see, the Psychopathic Vault drop has a couple different colors of both Shaggy as the Fireface and Jay as the Smoking Clown Man. So you got a couple of those. You even got a couple different colors of just the square album cover with Wizard of the Hood on the back. Also, what we found, and I have no idea when these came out, there is an orange Madrox, black Blaze, and green Monoxide solo shirt. Did these come out at The Gathering? There's no way they came out on the drop, so they must have come out at The Gathering 17, but they're kind of fucking fire, and I kind of want all three of them. Extra large, if anyone out there has one. All right, that's all. Follow us on Instagram at JuggaloRWD for more details.
Stay tuned on Instagram if we find any other Wizard of the Hood merch. And if you know of any Wizard of the Hood merch, sound like the guy in the voicemail. It's Alizé talking to me.
Yeah, how is that treating you?
Not bad. I almost done with my first glass.
Is it too much? Is it like too sweet, or is it?
No, it's not bad. A little tongue gets a little dry. Gotta wash it down with this Coors Light.
All right, well, we were speaking about things that bother us and that we don't like, Chris with his capital letters. So let's get one more from Steve from Pittsburgh about what he does not like.
Yo, it's your boy Steve from Pittsburgh. Just got done watching the ride. And, I forgot how much I hate Bloody Bitch Dead. That song is fucking terrible. I remember when it first came out, my friends knew how much I hated it. So every time that I'd get into one of their cars, guess what fucking song would be playing?
It's a good move.
And then they would fucking repeat it. I don't know why. They hated the song too, but they just knew that it made me mad. And, so I completely forgot about that. And so,
you're welcome.
Brought that song up again. Props to you guys for doing a whole review on that song. It is terrible. My Shine, not so bad. Bloody Bitch, awful.
So great.
What's we're here for? Bring back memories, good and bad, of your Juggalo heyday.
Let's go back, and I won't play it because we're playing so many voicemails here. He hates What You Thinking About.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think that's like the best song on the CD. Or at least
it's
top
up there,
two.
Yeah. It's got the vibes I like. That I guess we get that at the end, but that's the vibes I like on the CD is that.
I guess to each his own.
Yeah.
So some people like different things, and that's what we're here for. Well, let's go back to stories and fixes, right?
Yeah, we got a few more things to
clean
clean up.
We'll clean up all these real quick. We haven't talked about it, but obviously we talk about The Wiz at nauseum. Chris watched it and loved it. All 3 hours of it.
We're coming up on Thanksgiving. It's kind of a Thanksgiving movie. You should watch it now.
We should have a watch along with The Wiz on,
The Wiz.
on Instagram Live.
Maybe. Would you like to join us? Let us know.
But we did not mention that NBC did a live version in 2015.
Yeah.
I don't know who played what. The only person I recognized was David Allen Greer.
He played The Wiz?
I don't think so. Thought he was
Tin
in
Man?
more of it. I just said I don't know.
I'm trying to spur your memory.
God damn. I hate David Allen Greer. So
Yeah, he's not funny to me for being a comedian.
He was good in Living Color, but I mean,
Yeah.
after that, he's annoying.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what movie he was in, and I'm like, oh yeah, David Allen Greer's sweet.
No.
Yeah, fuck you, David Allen Greer.
I'm pretty sure I've said that to him on Twitter. I don't know how I'm not blocked.
You know, we're going back to college football for a second here. You know what we do on Saturday nights for hanging out?
I didn't know we left college football.
If it's a late night and watching some Pac-12 after dark, Dean Blandino pops on. We all just tweet that he's a coward to him. No reasoning whatsoever. Just him doing his update. Just go, you're a coward. Just hoping he'd block us on Twitter or react to it. Shout out to Rhino if he's listening. He also hates Dean Blandino. I don't hate him. I just like fucking with him.
Up next, speaking of Rhino, he was the one who we called and he didn't pick up the phone. We still don't have confirmation of this because he never called us back. This is from, even Boy Kelly tried to chime in. It didn't give us a definitive answer. Have you gotten anything and just not told me about it?
Have I got my dick sucked from the back?
A definition of sucking dick from the back. Is it, in fact, just telling someone to eat your asshole? Because every picture I saw was just someone
pictures of people eating assholes.
With someone bent over and like the other person's nose just right up their butt.
Man,
you should see my work computer history.
Pete's looking for gainful employment right now.
I thought it was like a literal act.
Yeah,
but everything that I saw made it seem like it was just a reference. But like not like it could literally be done.
Well, you did. If it is getting your asshole eaten out, Jay does like it because in the same song they threw semen on someone's face. He also said he liked getting his salad tossed. So it checks out that Jay would want his butthole eaten out.
I think it's more of like a not that he really wants it, but it's like a derogatory like.
Yeah, but the way it's used is more of a. Oh yeah, I'm getting my dick sucked from the back. Like what?
Right.
It's not like he's not like telling someone to do it. He's like, man, I'm in Oz and I'm getting my butthole eaten out.
The only thing I could find was like the Run DMC shirts. SMD and FTV. So maybe we should start putting those out. So yeah,
New merch shirt, stealing old Run DMC ones.
Still no definitive answer on that. So thanks for nothing, Boy Kelly. But one thing that he did...
Thanks for nothing, Boy Kelly.
But another one that I disagree with him on, this was just yesterday he was texting us, right? Squaw.
Yeah.
As Shaggy was saying in the background of one of those horrible songs. Boy Kelly says that that's an old Detroit slang.
Yeah.
Like, for real? Word? Squaw? I can see that. Yeah. I can see it.
And Shaggy would be the one to use it, I would think.
He says that there's he said that Proof did a song to it.
Yeah.
As a parody to Big Rob's Whoa. Is it Big Rob or Black Rob?
Black Rob.
That would be hilarious. But I Googled it, I couldn't find it.
I bet it's on. So there was a D12 mixtape that I have on
Did you see the D12 compilation that's coming out on Devil's Night?
No.
Oh
no. Okay. What a night too for I know we're bumping on the way to Fright Fest.
Yeah, so go ahead, I'm sorry.
There was a D12 mixtape from 01 through 03, somewhere in that window. Kind of right after that first album came out. It's straight up bootleg.
Oh yeah.
Them rapping over just jacked beats. Because they have the I got hoes in different area codes. They have I got liquor stores in different area codes. They have.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I can't even think of all of but that would be where I would think it would be on. Yeah,
it would be something like that, wouldn't it?
But that's a mixtape that I tried searching recently and could not find anywhere. And I'm like, I know I have it on a CD, probably buried somewhere in a box, but
yeah, I feel like there's a couple of them that came out in that era.
I used to bump that one like crazy. The Bizarre does one over Magic Stick. About getting his dick sucked, of course.
Of course. Yeah, and this isn't giving me a good. It just has the expanded track list, but there's a multi album Oh, this isn't even the right one. It's like a 4 or 5 disc set, but it's all of those like mixtapes and shit with
not
it.
their albums, all their others. Oh man.
But I can't find it right now, so we'll look for that. If you know where that is.
God, that was an era. Those, the fucking DJ Green Lantern mixtapes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All real good.
What are we doing that season?
The Devil's Night season?
Yeah.
Well, someone did say they want us to do all 90s and 2000s Detroit.
Right. I'm saying.
Couldn't imagine. That'd be
Maybe we need to take a little break once in a while and try something a little Juggalo affiliated.
I think we've said that from the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
Could you imagine early 2000, even if we did 1 or 2 from each person?
Yeah.
2 Dime, 2 Hush, 2 Proof.
Maybe that's a Patreon one.
2 Joe Kane.
2 Joe Kane. There might be 2 listeners on a Joe Kane episode.
2 Disregarded.
There'd be no one listening to Disregarded. I think we're the only 2 fans.
Oh man,
They were sweet.
Love the Disregarded. Who to what?
Who the what?
Crown
P Camp.
We'll just do all Dime openers at that point.
We had so many.
Did you see that? Speaking of Dime openers, no one will get this except for Rex and Chris. Pony Boy?
Yeah.
He's now a realtor.
Oh, really?
Like his Instagram is always just like, rap,
He
whatever.
had that sweet Mike Ilitch line about eating hot Freddies or whatever on that.
No, that was Chief, wasn't it?
Oh, you're right. That was Chief who had that line.
Pony Boy was kicking it like Jason Hansen.
Okay. real sweet references to local sports and food.
Well, he is now a realtor.
Oh.
So if you need to buy and sell a home.
I need more basement space.
There you go. Hit him up. All right, last fix that I believe we have. I don't have this picture handy, but we have it in our DMs. I don't even know. What are the fucking card games that they put out? The Quest for Shangri-La or whatever?
Yeah.
There's a Wizard of Del Rey card.
Yeah, we don't know this game, but the person who passed along to us sounds like that was like one of the big guys in the game or whatever, like the big card.
Yeah, and it's a real funny picture, too.
Yeah, he looks kind of like Prince, right?
Yeah, I pictured him being like the, your Mr. White Suit.
You think Mr. Whitesuit is the Wizard of Del Rey? Oh, man.
I feel like you've already brought that up before, so...
I can't wait till we dissect Wizard of Del Rey. Mr. Whitesuit. That'll be a 3-hour episode.
It's from our buddy Frank.
Oh, yeah. Frank,
Hi,
the
Frank.
fish, the shark guy.
The Shark Man.
Everyone gets nicknames based off their profile pictures now.
He kind of looks like Danny Brown.
He does kind of like Danny Brown.
The Wizard of Del Rey doesn't quite care for your face, so he teleports you to a random space. Roll a 6-sided die to find where he sends you, blah, blah, blah.
That was a nice little update, though. Some more lure to the wizard story.
He's like, got a nice beard and mustache, smoking a fat joint, got a weird hand. Yeah.
Very alien looking like in his hands.
So he's I don't want... We're going to get way too deep into this.
Yeah.
We should have done this in the first episode. He's the Wizard of Del Rey?
Yeah.
Don't they just shoot him on sight? So he's a bitch, is what he is. Well, he gets shot.
Well, they retcon his story, They made him more important in the board game.
I guess so.
We'll post a picture of that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I enjoy him.
Yeah.
Is there much else? Oh, we have one more voicemail that I want to play.
Okay.
We've had a couple that talked about Legs Diamond and agreed with us about how he's truly right up there as one of the key members of ICP.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed all of those. We have one more that just came out. One that just came to us yesterday. So here we go. This is from Rob.
Alright, first, eat shit. You told me to say that, so I said it. Now I'm going to tell you a story, because you also told me to do that. Actually, no, I'm not.
Popped himself with that one.
What up? This is Rob from What is it, Juggalo, formerly.
What up, Rob?
I just wanted to say, you guys did Multiple Myself dirty, man. That song's fucking funny. Fucking Violent J's all over the place. It's a fucking good song. It's not a great song, but it's a good song. And you were trying to remember another instance of a song that does a similar thing, and they also do it on Triplex on Red Fret, but I think they do it a little better on Triplex because they pitch the vocals and Shaggy acts as the guy's therapist. And you only have 3 characters, so you get a little bit
They also
more
do it in Jacob's
variance
Word.
in
That's
the
a whole
story.
other story. That's a good song.
Get a little deeper. But I like Multiple Myself. I think Violent J's self-deprecating humor is hilarious. And, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we
It's a
didn't
fun
say it
song,
wasn't.
and I think it's better than what you guys gave it. So I wanted to say that. And you said on Instagram that there's a story you wanted to tell about him reading a book. So tell that fucking story, and don't forget it this time.
Don't tell me what to do, Rob. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, Rob, I've ranked it number 2 on my my bonus track ranking, so I agree. Good, not great. Solid.
Anyway, he brings up a story from something that we said on Instagram. So, again, follow us on all social medias and see our nonsense. Instagram is more of our funny pictures. Chris putting clown paint on random people.
Any celebrity that gets brought up usually each week.
Twitter is more of me just replying to anything music-wise.
Or getting in fights with wrestling dirt sheet writers.
I forgot about that. Lately, I've been going back and forth with our buddy Aaron from, not cousin Aaron, but Aaron from the Iron On Wrestling podcast. Sorry. Every week, he throws in a Stranglemania reference.
I think we need a crossover episode.
I catch it every time, and it's so fucking funny. And Greg has no clue. Either he just plays it off, because I know he knows it, but he just throws in like Lamana Manumi or fucking.
How do you not know Lamana Manumi if you at least seen it once?
But he seems so thrown off every time Aaron throws it in there. So you see us shouting him out every week on Twitter. Anyways, the story I mentioned has nothing to do with ICP at all.
No, but it was that after a Hollow Wicked? It was after a Juggalo
so
show.
you know what story I'm talking about? Oh, I've been thinking about this all day. So, yeah, it was me, you, Brendan, and his girlfriend at the time.
Yeah. So that's post Hollow Wicked or something. Because they stay at the Holiday Inn behind it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It had to be, maybe it was like a Fright Fest. Maybe it wasn't a Halloween.
Yeah, because this is part of the time where I was just hitting Fright Fest. I didn't go to any Hollow Wickeds that time.
Yeah, and the timing is, I don't know when they were going out. So we're talking long ago. We walked to Lafayette, Coney Island. Shout out to Lafayette. They're about to reopen tomorrow.
Yeah, back in business, baby. Just in time for the spooky season.
We all walk in. And as we're walking in, there's a fight going on. And this is how I remember it. Please, if anyone's been to Lafayette, you'll understand.
And for those who don't know, Lafayette, Coney Dog, place in Detroit, just recently...
you don't need to despair. It's a good goddamn name.
Just recently got in trouble for, hygiene. Just part of the story. Go on.
I guess you're right. God damn it.
So it just shows us we weren't surprised when they got in trouble.
So we walk in and there's some kind of scuttlebutt going on.
Scuttlebutt.
We come in the left side by the grill. So we walk through, and from my memory, we all sit at the long table in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
And which is split in two. There are multiple arguments going on at once.
Usual for this time of night.
Yes.
There's a lot of commotion.
One lady must have been saying, I assume there was like a hair in her food or something wrong, right?
Something was not clean in her eyes.
So she was complaining. We had at least one over my shoulder, if not two, the guy in front of me, the waiters, talking shit to her. Literally saying like, shut up. He was like, shut up, you stink.
Dirty bitch.
Yeah, you smell, bitch.
Calling her a smelly bitch.
Like just under his breath, but enough for me to like hear it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who she was arguing with, but she was like yelling or whatever. Was she the same person, or was it a different woman who dropped the line?
It's the same person.
Is
it?
It
was the same one.
So she went to like culinary school or whatever, and she was talking about how she knows cleanliness in a restaurant.
Yeah.
She meant to say that like she went to school for it, but she said, quote, I took a class, I read a book. And we're like, you read a book? Like, what the fuck? Who cares? So they were all arguing. And then my favorite part of all of it, we're sitting, I'm facing like grill side. There's a person, a guy, and 4 people, like 2 guys, 2 girls, in the corner, like before, in front of the bathroom where we saw Terry Foster.
Yeah.
This woman starts to stand up and argue with or for her husband or boyfriend or whoever the fuck he was, grabbed her by the arm and said, and I quote, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Multiple fights, arguments all throughout. But
par for course.
Yeah, no, it's just another day. I'm pretty sure when they left, we all looked at that lady or at the guy. We're like, if she's not going to finish that, can you like slide the fries down here? Like, she thought that like we weren't gonna still eat because of her.
Yeah, she
problem.
was like thinking that her letting everyone know how disgusting it was. Everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, this is shitty," and we're all gonna believe. We're all like, "No, that's why we're here. We know
Yeah.
that."
Have you been to the bathroom, lady? My God.
That's when we seen they got shut down. We're like, "Of course." Surprised it didn't happen back when that woman was complaining.
Man, my wife has a story. We went there once, and the guy had like the tray, and he like coughed, and he like held it up and coughed. And she's like, "Oh, come on."
I remember I went to a Telway, a slider place in Detroit on the outskirts of the city, and the guy flipping the burgers, getting them ready, he's like sniffing, like straight up cold. Just you can tell he's like just snot hanging out of his nose while he's hanging over the grill. I'm like, you know what? It's Telway. You know what? Do what you gotta do for good sliders.
The grill kills all that. It's okay.
Right?
So yeah, sorry that's not an ICP story. But
It has nothing to do with Violent J. But it was on Halloween, or no, it was on Fright Fest. It was on that weekend, so
yeah, it had something to do with
it. Had some Juggalo flavor in the air.
I don't think she was a Juggalo.
I remember one time we went to Lafayette after a Juggalo show, and we sat at the bar, and I was soaking wet with the Faygo, and I remember getting up to leave, and there was a puddle of root beer underneath me.
Come on.
I'm sure it just evaporated into the ground.
I remember one other time I went. I don't think I was with anyone, but I met someone real quick. And they were sitting like behind, not at the bar, but on the other
That's
side.
what we were when when I had the Faygo dripping off me.
That's fun. Were you with me that time? I thought I was by myself. Did we do that multiple times? Was I with? Did I already ask that?
Multiple myself.
Yeah. There's lots of Lafayette.
I watched a drunk man asleep on the other that back side of the bar. He's like sitting sleeping. So his buddies, there's like 3 other guys with him.
Oh no!
They buy a full coconut cream pie. Because you can buy the slice out of this little case.
So good.
They buy the whole coconut cream pie. Wake the buddy up. He sits up from his slumber, and they just boom pie to the face. Fucking cream all over the back wall. He's just like he's so drunk, like his hands are so slow moving out of his eyes. The employees there just leave it. Nothing's cleaned up. There's just pie everywhere.
Well, what are you gonna do? Clean it while he's sitting there?
Kick them out for it? No, just everyone goes about their business. It's usually what time do you think shit starts getting weird at Lafayette? 10:30, 11?
Oof. I'd say when the sun goes down.
No, it's not that early.
After a game or after shows,
True,
or like when something lets out.
Yeah, that's a normal nights. You're not counting events because home opener's done at 3 in the afternoon. And it's daylight and there's shenanigans going on.
I wouldn't even go. I don't even go when there's a game. But if you're an out of towner, Lafayette is a walking distance easy from the State Theater, Fox, all the stadiums.
If you're here this year for what's Bloody Sunday,
Bloody Sunday,
that's walking distance, right?
That's over in that direction.
Not that far.
Yeah.
Definitely in the vicinity between that and Fright Fest. Close enough for you, so.
As long as you go to Lafayette and not American, or if you want to take an Uber and go to Dooley's.
Right, we will meet you at Dooley's if you want.
Yes, right across from historic Clark Park.
Right, maybe we did our 5K, we would have ended there, but we did not plan enough.
No, we'll do that next year.
Put it in the bag.
Another one in the bag.
Speaking of putting in the bag, we're wrapping it up here on the old Wizard of the Hood, ending on nice Lafayette stories.
Yeah, it makes me want some conies.
I could go for a little chili cheese fry.
So good. You know, recently I had Bates for the first time in forever. Not bad, but still a Greens person.
It's been a while. Yeah. Man, Greens tore me up last weekend.
You mean Bates?
No, Greens.
Oh, you went to Greens.
I went to Greens. We bought the party pack. It was a fucking lot of burgers.
They know my order. Now when I order, the woman says, "Oh, I should have known that," because she knows me. And I'm like,
Yeah, we apologize for all the local food talk we sidetracked ourselves on to end the episode.
Hey, if you're coming out here,
this is true.
We got you covered.
Reach out to us, any of the social medias, or the voicemail, or the email. Let us know if you're out of towner for the Juggalo shenanigans coming up, because we will let you know where to go. Southwest Detroit, tons of great restaurants, taco stands, all those things that
Yeah.
hit up.
If you're staying up, Farmington, Livonia, Southfield, Redford, like anywhere else, like we'll get you. We may not be able to hang out with everyone, but I guess while we're at it, while we're wrapping this up, if you are listening to this and Halloween is coming up, there are numerous events, so you may see us at either Shaggy and the Creep or the Pistons game or old wrestling or any of the other concerts.
Yeah, we'll plug that. Everyone come out. Old wrestling, it falls on. Nothing's going on. Don't you need to see Big Money Hustlers, Big Money Wrestlers in it. Come out to Old Wrestling. It's going to be happening. We got a casket, but not a casket. We got a pine box match happening. So make sure you come out, check out the fellas at Old Wrestling. It's
Yeah,
a blast.
at the Whiskey Factory. If you
If you're a college football fan listening to the pod, because we,
that's all
obviously we are, we'll be watching the Michigan State game on a little iPad, probably behind the bar.
Behind the bar. Nowhere near the wrestling, just behind the bar. Are you going to set up a table?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
always
know if
do.
you were just going to just go to hang out.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing new. I was gonna repop the Havoc '95, but yeah, I didn't get a new Havoc this year. We do need to discuss some Juggalo merch, maybe try to get some for us to rock at the events.
Yeah, we need to hurry up.
Anyways, Wizard of the Hood, wrapping it up.
Yes.
Final thoughts, probably, huh?
Yeah. I guess real quick, our awards. I did Caller of the Year, Steve from Pittsburgh, because he calls so much. Guest of the Year 0, because no one answered the phone, so fuck everybody.
I guess we could give it by default. She doesn't get it because she didn't earn it. By default, Sam gets it, I guess,
She did
because
not earn it.
she called back and at least gave an excuse why she was a bad phone-a-friend.
Yes. Well, thank you to everyone who didn't pick up the phone. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Rhino. We're still trying to figure out how to suck a dick from the back.
Yeah, I'd love to know how to do it. If you can show me how to do it, I would love to learn how to suck a dick.
In a
from
year
the
and a
back.
half when he gets to this episode, he's like, oh, wait a minute.
A year and a half when he texted me back. He texted me like twice in 2 days. Moving on up. Okay. Final thoughts. Wizard from the Hood.
Wizard from the Hood.
Wizard of the Hood. What are you thinking?
I'm going to say instant classic. Instantly into the Juggalo canon.
We don't really put a definition on that, but can you explain what that means? I think I have my own definition, but I want to hear yours.
I'm just going to go off of what
does it mean to put it in the Juggalo? I'm sorry, I don't know if I made that clear.
Yeah, it's an all-time Juggalo classic. One that has stood the test of time and in the future will stand the test of times. When you think of Juggalo classic albums, I think Wizard of the Hood goes there. No skippable tracks because the album is built to not be skipped, but there's none that I'm sitting the one that I feel is the biggest letdown is one of our favorite artists, Blaze You Dead Homies tracks.
Yeah,
so
those two in the middle are the worst, but still very good.
Yeah, but still not I want to skip these. And
No.
it's a very quick listen. You're engaged the whole time. As we said, some of the songs go on at the end. The hook repeats and repeats in the audio, but it works well to transition to the next track. And
If you picture it being an actual play, it's perfect.
yeah, it paints a picture in your mind. It's one that I always thought was great when it came out, and then when we revisit it now and going over each of them, it stood up to me. It still stands up. It's a great album in my eyes.
I'd like to mention that you didn't answer my fucking question.
No, I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
said an album that stands the test of time.
But that's what it means. That we always throw around in the Juggalo canon.
Yeah.
But so I was thinking of it if someone doesn't understand, it's like a Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a best of the best. Always there.
Yeah, if you had to pick albums to give to people of why you like this genre, we call it Juggalo music.
We do. Someone does. Some call it horrorcore. Some call it underground.
Some call it acid rap. Some call it the wicked shit.
I agree. I think I agree. 10 minutes later.
After you fucking yelled at me.
Yeah, because you didn't answer the question at all. I said, what does it mean to be in the
What do
canon?
you want me to look up in a dictionary what a canon means?
Well, no, I just wanted your definition. And you went on about different songs. That's not what I asked. I asked what it meant. I think people like when we yell at each other.
Yeah, you get hot all the time.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I agree. This is instant classic. If you had to give this to someone, it's no skips. It's in the Hall of Fame.
And we're considering that just the album. I think the bonuses, they're just there as they're called, a bonus. Like they don't bring it down because they're not considered part of the album to me.
Yeah, we're just talking album. I'd say that's the third classic we've done, right? We've done a pretty good job.
We definitely picked 3 albums that are easy to say, they're classics. But, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing early on, for sure.
Yeah, we're not just picking randoms.
We're not doing Flip the Rat and be like, you know what, we learned something about Flip. Fucking Rat can fucking go.
I can't even fake what you're going to say through that. Quick thank yous. Obviously, thank you to everyone who's listening, who participates, who texts us, sends us messages.
Right.
Anything is much appreciated, whether it's liking stories on Instagram, shooting us texts, seeing us at events.
Shout out to, I don't remember his name, but the dude who...
Good. Thanks, guy.
The dude who fire emojis every single story. Shout out to... Instantly, that guy always is rocking.
He never, responds or talks to us, right? That's all he does?
No, it's just usually just a fire emoji, and I appreciate it. Joey King Babylon. Shout out to you, because you always give the fire emoji on every story, and I love it.
Do you wonder if some people just follow and don't listen?
Yeah, there's got to be.
He just thinks we're Juggalo influencers.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't even listen to us. But that guy, shout out to him. So all you who listen, you're not even carrying the slack that old Joey Babylon's doing. This guy's putting in all the work. He's not even listening. You out there listening.
Could you imagine if
where's your love?
Imagine if he was listening, how many 5 stars he would give us?
I bet if he listened, he would have gave the best Apple review that everyone out there listening right now is not giving us. So give it to us.
Give it to us from the back.
Go on Apple and tell us how to get your dick sucked from the back like what?
If you could show us, we'll be at Old Wrestling on the 29th.
Show us.
Just give us a quick visual description. Stickman drawing.
Stickman, yeah. I will be at the Token, the first event of the weekend. Walk up to me, hand me a napkin drawn with how to do it. That's all. They didn't say a word, just hand me a napkin of it.
If you see me at the Pistons game,
no one's going to the Pistons game.
Take two Beanie Boys and put them in position to show me how Alex would suck monoxide stick from the back. All right.
That got weird.
It did get weird, but you just took it there. I didn't take it there.
I was just thanking Joey Babylon.
Thank you, Joey Babylon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, obviously, Psychopathic, Violent J, for putting out this CD.
Thank you, Violent J, for your rock opera masterpiece.
Yes. Thank you, Chris, for doing this podcast once again.
Hey, thank you for always coming over to Studio A.
Studio A. It's the place to be.
I keep saying that you want me to come by, but the bar, I guess, is...
It is, and we still don't have... My studio is still in shambles, so...
You have a lot of cool shit to hang up in your studio. I'm waiting to see a display.
Well, my studio is still under construction. Literally under construction. We still have... we can't. That's whatever. We can't talk about that. Okay, that's it. We have wrapped up Season 4. Follow us on all social media. Oh, yes. We've wrapped up Season 3. Good call. Wizard of the Hood.
Get ready for Season 4. What do you think it is?
Now we have to talk about that, right? So we still have a couple episodes. We may have...
A couple bonuses, just like Wizard of the Hood. A couple bonus rounds of...
Except hopefully they're not as terrible.
So, you never know.
You may be hearing from us 1 or 2 more times. We'll see. So before... Yeah, we can't drop Season 4 hints yet, right?
No. But if you have any guesses, feel free to send them our way anywhere. Social media, phone numbers, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, we will be back soon. We've already started digging our heels in, but we got a little more research to do. We don't have a date yet, but we will be coming back for Season 4 in the near future.
Give us a couple of weeks here. You may hear from us in the near future, and then from there we will guide you on when you'll hear from us for Season 4.
That's right.
Season 3 winding down. Thank you, everyone. My name is Peter, and I am with Chris. We will see you soon on the Juggalo Rewind podcast.
Crow?
Oh! All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.
you liked it.